then he can't ever leave. They're sort of like this rubber band that ties them and doesn't let them go any farther than 4 miles away. Okay, so at the beginning of chapter 21, it is March 20th, 1800. This is probably the only time we get a specific date, day, month, and year in the book. But it is March 20th, and it is Miss Kathy's 16th birthday. Yay! Is she going to have a big party and invite all her friends?
Yeah. What friend?
Right, there's that. More the isolationist idea. No friends, no party, no mother, no family except for her dad, who's sick and all the time and lying in bed. She has Nellie, but really that's sort of it.
It kind of looks like depressingly sad.
Yeah. Alright, so you would think, even though she doesn't really have any friends, that on your 16th birthday there might be something special. A greeting of happy birthday, a card, some flowers, a cake, something.
Not Cold Stone ice cream.
Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake? No? How does Kathy spend her 16th birthday? What kind of other things happen on her birthday?
Is that when she met Heathcliff at the gate?
Yeah, she will later in the day meet Heathcliff. But let's look on 156, where we find out it's her birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to Kathy. This is a little more than halfway down on 156. We have time wore on at the Grange till, in its former pleasant way till Miss Kathy reached 16. Yay. On the anniversary of her birth, we never manifested any signs of rejoicing, because it was also the anniversary of my late mistress's death. So it's Kathy's birthday, but what else is it?
This day that her mom.
Yeah, it's the day that Catherine died. So her father, that would be Edgar, invariably spent that day alone in the library and walked at dusk as far as Gimmerton Kirkyard, where he would frequently prolong his stay beyond midnight. Therefore, Catherine was thrown to her own resources for amusement. So, happy birthday to Kathy. So her birthday is not really hers or special in any way because it is also the anniversary of her mother's death. So how does her father spend her birthday?
Shut up in the library.
Yeah, he hangs out in the library, and then where does he go?
We walk for a while and chills.
What's at the Kirkyard? Why does he go to the Kirkyard?
Her grave.
Yeah. So he goes and sits by Catherine's grave until well past midnight.
3 days.
How long has Catherine been dead?
16.
16 years. Now, I'm not saying that one should not mourn for their dead spouse, but
16 years.
is it a bit extreme that he still is that deep in a state of mourning?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that he can't bear to see his daughter on her birthday because it reminds him too much of her mother, and that he has to spend all night sitting by her grave in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's kind of extreme.
It's seeming a little bit weird, a little bit extreme. So he leaves Kathy to her own devices for her birthday, and she decides she wants to go for a walk, and she gets to meet her Uncle Heathcliff.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants on their birthday. Go meet Uncle Heathcliff. Now, how does she feel about Uncle Heathcliff when she first meets him?
I don't like you. Wait, which time?
The very first time she meets him.
I
It's her
like
birthday. There's this guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm your Uncle Heathcliff." Does she like him? Does she not like him?
Yes.
She likes him.
That wasn't a yes or no question, Ryan. Yes wasn't a possible choice. Why does she like him? She does like him. Why does she like him?
He's so soothing.
He's soothing?
That was Jack. Breathing.
Okay. In addition to being soothing, what else does she like about Uncle Heathcliff?
He's a gypsy.
She really likes him because he's a gypsy.
It's like very.
Okay. Does he say, like, come with me, little girl, I'm gonna give you some birthday cake? I mean, like, how does, I mean, he's not like a child molester. What is it that she likes about him?
Well,
Yeah, Okay, so this is a girl who lives in a house by herself. She doesn't have any brothers and sisters. She doesn't have any friends. Her dad locks himself in the library all day, and all of a sudden there's a guy that's like, hey, I'm your uncle, want to hang out? So she probably wants to hang out with him because it's somebody else. It's someone who's not always around her. And he's her uncle. You're supposed to like your family, so she doesn't have any reason to believe that he's not a good guy. Because rather than sort of indoctrinating her that Heathcliff is a bad guy, Edgar has just failed to mention him for 16 years, so she doesn't know that he exists. So she doesn't have any reason to dislike him. Okay, so he convinces her to do what? What does Uncle Heathcliff convince Kathy to do?
Unplugged.
Some candy out of his van.
No. Got some lollipops in my saddle. Want one? No. It's not quite like that. Where does he ask her to go? What are they gonna do?
Where's the
Yeah, don't you want to come up to my house and see your cousin Linton? And does she want to go see her cousin Linton?
Yeah.
Of course she does. Cousin Linton was like the best thing that ever happened to her. She was gonna have this person come live with her, and they were gonna be friends, and then all of a sudden he just like disappeared. And they told her he was gonna go far, far away. But has he been far, far away? No, he's been at the house next door for the past like 8 years.
Not really next
But she just doesn't get to leave her yard, so she doesn't know that. Yes.
It just said that she never really grew up or really paid attention to what was going on in the world. So I thought she would be about to be that or that was
Okay.
Good research, Fred.
All right. And has Linton's health improved over these years living out in the countryside and breathing the nice fresh air?
Yes.
Not really. Tell me about Linton. Who likes Linton?
He seems like a little.
Do you really?
Gable.
He's the son of a gypsy spot.
I mean,
He's the son of a gypsy.
He is
He's
definitely
gypsy
the
spawn. Is that what you just said? Why do you not like Linton?
He's a
Why is he
pansy.
not a
He's
likable
like-
character?
He's a girly
he's
man.
a girly man.
He's a girly man.
Exactly.
He's really weak.
He's very, very weak.
I'm not.
And how is he weak? He's physically weak. Is he weak in any other ways?
Probably
Emotionally?
emotionally.
Yes. Yeah, he is a lot like Edgar. He's probably emotionally weak. He cries a lot.
Yeah.
He's sick all the time.
He needs a beating.
I know, he needs
He
to be
really
beat
does.
a couple times.
Man up.
What kind of things does he do that cause him to get really, really sick? Walking, going outside,
Breathing.
breathing.
Life in general.
Life in general makes him ill. So that's not really a good thing.
Maybe we gotta work out.
That's right, we shouldn't walk around anymore. We should just stay home all day. Never go to
You are
school.
coughing up blood from walking across the room.
Does he have TV?
There is one point where he coughs so hard he coughs up blood, which can lead you to believe it could be TB. We never find out specifically.
TV.
It certainly well could be. He has a tendency. Remember that when he first arrived, he had that fur coat on, and it was like July. He never takes it off ever for the next like 8 years. He wants a fire in the middle of the summer, and he sits in his little fur cloak on the sofa and just sits there.
That's
all
what I
day
do.
long. Is that what you do all summer? You put on a fur coat and sit by a fire? Okay.
What's wrong with you, Greg?
As a part of
So wouldn't that make him sicker?